You're being defiant because you're not following my direction. Come to the office.
These are emergency guidelines that I legally don't need to follow them.
You're being defiant because you don't want to come to the office.
A high school sophomore filming himself standing up to an administrator after being threatened with suspension for refusing to wear a mask, while other students across the country are forced in isolation for rejecting their school mask mandates. Wilson High School sophomore Wyatt Mitchell, who you just saw stand up in that video, joins us now, along with Bonita High School California students and Turning Point USA members Josh Landa and Chloe Scott. Welcome to all of you. Why don't we start with Wyatt, because you were in that video. So do you think this is just that kids your age, students your age, are getting tired of watching parents, try and stand up, but getting no results for 2 years now over these crazy mask mandates? And you're just saying, hey, we're going to have to take matters into our own hands. Is that what we're seeing happening?
Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of parents think what they have to do, but I really think it needs to come from the kids and high schoolers right now.
So no more school board meetings, no more asking and begging for help or for these mask mandates to be removed. Chloe, you think that this is maybe, it's time for resistance, just to stop complying?
I agree. I mean, if we keep complying, where does it end? And we can't be mad when, we're getting walked over and we have no more rights. Yeah.
Josh, I know kids who are in high school in a state that requires mask mandates. And this is a friend of mine's son. He doesn't want to wear a mask, but he wears it because he's afraid of being shamed either by the teachers, but even worse, by his own peers. So I'm very inspired by seeing the three of you. I'd like to think that's the majority, but somehow I think a lot of people either agree with the mask mandates or are just willing to submit, people from your generation.
Yes, well, what we've seen actually, after we get out our stance and our view and encourage others to participate, we've seen that a lot of students actually do agree with us. They've just been nervous and scared to stand up because of the repercussions. So it's been a great showing of our First Amendment right, showing up and proving our point that we're done and we're not going to comply anymore.
I'm going to read you really quick the statement from Bonita Unified School District. They said, upon the students' refusal to comply, students were placed in an alternative location on their campus where they were able to complete assignments and classwork independently under the supervision of staff. So they're being otherized. They're being sent to different, gyms or libraries, sometimes not even given the work that they need to complete. So they're not getting their education for refusing to comply. Wyatt, I'm going to come back to you. Social media, parents, we complain about social media a lot. How has social media and the way your video and other videos like it, the young man from Washington State who led a protest recently against wearing masks, how has that helped to spur this movement on, to keep it going and maybe grow it?
Well, I've gotten a lot of love, and I think it's been very important because I think if I had just posted it, I would have gotten something like 200 people to see it. But since since my family and other people have social media, I think it's very important. I think it's gotten something around 60,000 views. So that's really good from the Long Beach Parents United. I think they did a lot for me, and that's super helpful.
Yeah, it's definitely spreading. And I think a lot of grown-ups are getting inspired by the courage that they see young people like you expressing. Chloe, why don't I come to you next? Do you think that this whole COVID mandate regime that we've been under, do you think it's going to bring about more conservatives at the end of this, young people deciding they want to be conservatives? Or do you think that too many of them are being normalized to submission and are going to end up just, in the end, not becoming conservatives?
I think it's hard to tell because there are a lot of people going either way, but honestly, I've seen a lot of people roll over and just take it as they don't want to stand up and don't want to deal with what happens when they can't handle it, or, like the punishment that comes along with it.
Do you feel that way too, Josh?
Yeah, but the hypocrisy of these mandates are being exposed, and people are seeing that. So I think that's going to create a wave of conservatives and people that are impartial to stand up and fight for these personal freedoms.
Well, I will tell you, you three kids and all the other students who are following in your suit are inspiring us that, maybe the spirit of 1776 is still alive with our young people. Keep fighting. We're supporting you. We're backing you. We think you're courageous. brave patriots. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.